So non-competition agreements are somewhat notorious in terms of whether or not they're binding. First of all, you have to consider the circumstances under which they were first signed. If they were not part of the original contract but were imposed unilaterally by an employer without any benefit or consideration in return, that non-competition agreement is likely not enforceable. Second major factor is the geographic scope of the non-competition agreement. If it's province-wide, say, it's likely would be seen by a court as far too broad and would be struck down. Another factor you have to keep in mind is the time limit that's set by the non-competition agreement. Generally speaking, as a rule of thumb, if it goes beyond 1 or 2 years, it's liable to be struck down. So it has to be quite limited or reasonable in scope. If a non-competition agreement were ever challenged, the court would also investigate factors such as how senior the employee was, did they have these relationships with clients and customers that would warrant a non-competition agreement. From an employer's perspective, it's important to have a non-competition agreement that's drafted very carefully by a lawyer because we do see so many challenges to them in court. Of course, a lawyer can also advise an employer as to less onerous measures that may assist them, such as a non-solicitation clause, which doesn't outright restrict an ex-employee from working with competitors, but simply prevents them or limits them from contacting customers and clients of the former employer. And the benefit with a non-solicitation clause is that it's, generally speaking, less draconian and easier to enforce from an employer perspective.